Okay guys, welcome to another episode of On the Wrist from Off the Cuff. This is actually a bit of a sub-segment. It's a sponsored segment by Wrist Candy Watch Club, known as Wrist Watch Rambles and Rants. Today we're going to be talking about seasonal watch rotations in terms of styles, straps, and different types of color combinations. So you guys know I don't do paid reviews, but I do take on sponsored segments, and this one is sponsored by Wrist Candy Watch Club. So if you do want to support the channel, definitely support the brands who also support the channel, like Wrist Candy Watch Club. I'll be kind of showcasing a variety of straps from them, from their two-piece rubber straps all the way to their, their famous NATO straps of all different types of nylon and all different types of patterns and stitches. So a lot of fun, and again, we're going to talk about that space of seasonal watch rotations, whether it be down to the strap. Maybe you have a smaller collection and you just swap out the straps, or maybe you have a huge collection and you swap out the watches, the types of watches, certain color dials, that whole thing. We're going to ramble on about it here. So with that said, let's go ahead, zoom the camera out, and get this going. Okay guys, as you can see, quite a few options here. I'll just go ahead and move this card to the corner here just to keep it in view. And yeah, I mean, really just let's chat, guys. Do you ever find yourself rotating certain watches or strap pairings in any cyclical way to kind of suit the seasons? If you have a larger or growing collection, maybe you should, just to kind of mix things up or keep your rotation fresh. I think we'll talk about a couple different things here, but again, there's no like hardline rules from that perspective. It's really just kind of my thoughts, and as we ramble our way through all of this. So it's really what kind of suits you best at the end of the day, and maybe your rule is there are no rules, and you'll wear something, and it can completely be a juxtaposition or a high contrast to what maybe you would see from the colors of the falling leaves or flowers that are in blossom, depending on the seasons. But for me, I kind of think, black, white, and grays, they're kind of always in style, as are kind of hybrid materials. So we'll try to point out more seasonal specific pairings and choices. And then of course, same goes for things like metal bracelets, right? Which they kind of can always be in season, I guess, unless it's really cold and then maybe you want your wrist to be a little bit warmer. Then that's something that could also work, right? But for me, I kind of break it down to things like spring. I think about kind of lighter colors, but more pale and less vibrant. So like pinks and yellows. So spring, like for me, this could be like a really cool kind of spring type of strap, right? And it's definitely very specific. But then if I compare that to something else, let's say that feels more summery, of course, like a rubber dive strap here, they do have this really cool kind of, I believe, FKM waffle strap. That definitely feels more summer related. And then you can kind of get into things like the color. Obviously, I think blue is still great for the summer and really kind of year round. But then with this material of the rubber, then that kind of sends a different type of message. So, you're thinking kind of rubber straps or fabric straps for the springtime, right? Then you move into summer, you're still thinking, instead of light colors, you're thinking more bright, vibrant colors like aqua blues and oranges, which we don't really have too much of that here, but I think that's probably more within your dial selection, right? So if you have a watch that has a really cool, pale blue, aqua, very bright, very vibrant, you got to get the orange seconds hand on your dive watch, something like that. I think that could also be a lot of fun. And then of course, summery is also very sporty, right? So things like these straps definitely feel more at home. Here's another option from Wrist Candy Watch Club that they do, which is this really cool rubber, and I like the look on this. It has a straight end link, so it'll fit on anything, but then it has some contourings that kind of do remind you of that classic kind of 3-link oyster style, so that works. And you can see underneath you're still getting some nice open space here, so it won't sweat or stick to your wrist too bad. So very cool. Then you move into something like fall, right? You're thinking darker, earthy colors, right? So something like this would be great for the fall. You know, these colors right here, these colorways, very nice. I mean, look at that. These would be really great, you know, kind of within that fall apparel, fall attire type of wardrobe. And then you can, of course, work in things like leather straps, keep your wrists a little bit warmer. And then, of course, these casual fabric straps look great as well. So that's, you know, stepping into fall. But then let's see what we can mix up now. Maybe with winter, which is when I'm filming this right now in December. So yeah, of course, you're thinking probably more monochromatic colorway, so stuff really dark, but then pops of color, right? So something like this would be great for the winter because it does have that just a little bit of pop. It's nice and dark, nice pop of color though. Same thing here. You know, really nice. You know, I think the blues and the blacks will be all good, but then that gray stripe down the middle does add a little flair there. Actually, this will probably look good year round. Same thing goes for this TGV Valor, I believe is what he calls it, the Valor strap. This one is actually, I really do like the color balance. It's almost like an Admiralty gray there, which has a little bit of a hint of blue in it, and then the darker kind of crimson with the black. I think this would actually be really, although I think this isn't going to really go out of season, I think the winter time would be perfect for something like this. It just kind of goes, and in the way that it pops, although it is, you know, quite vibrant to the eye, it's nothing that's kind of that feels out of place. Like this would be completely fine, you know, while you're out and about wearing a turtleneck or whatever. To see something like this, I think would be absolutely fine. Versus, you know, you see something like this in the winter, it maybe doesn't flow with the rest of your attire the same way that something else would, whether it be just swapping it to black, or of course maybe avoiding rubber kind of summery straps in the winter. So, you know, let me know what you guys think. What are some of your established rotations? Let me know in the comments below. I really want this one to be a little bit more interactive. So yes, I rambled on, but I'm really looking forward to kind of getting your guys' feedback down in the comments below. You know, what are your thoughts? Do you even think about stuff like this, right? Where, hey, you know, that's my summer watch, my winter watch, my spring, you know, whether it be, again, watches, straps, color combinations, stuff like that. I know for me, living in Southern California, it's pretty much fair weather year round. But I will say that once it gets cold enough, you know, any type of those warming layers, I do set those kind of aside, and I get excited to, all right, yeah, I can pull out this big, you know, Columbia fleece to keep me warm, because I really won't be able to wear it for, you know, 10 months out of the year. So I do get kind of excited for stuff like that. So it definitely did make me think like, hey, within the watch rotation world or the strap rotation world, what are those things that are going on for you guys that maybe make you think, oh, hey, well, you know, I need to grab this watch or this type of watch, a dress watch. When's an appropriate time for that, right? I think they look great year round, but, you know, I think where they really sing is in the fall and winter months. And then, of course, in the summer, I'm thinking more sports watches. And then in the spring, I feel like there's a little bit of a transitional, maybe we're just a nice casual kind of Bauhaus watch will really look cool. So again, guys, this one was really meant to be more of an interactive. So I'm really hoping that you guys will follow my lead and then just get down in the comments below and really just, you know, let me know what your thoughts are on kind of this whole ramble, this idea. And then, of course, you know, if there's any these straps that you like, these are all provided by Wrist Candy Watch Club, who were kind enough to sponsor this segment where I'm able to just kind of share my thoughts with you guys instead of it always being a very straight up and sterile review. It's nice to kind of talk shop and just, kind of get into the theory of things with you all. So with that said, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked the video, please do it like, and if you have any, please subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks, guys.